Heart magazines.
Been intended, but do you feel the same? Lovers, late at night, I will be right here too. Out of sight, love is under.
Hello everybody, it's your girl Imani P from the DMV. You know where I'm at, you know where I be, which is in this young chair. And welcome to my channel, imaniversus, where I talk about music, culture, and more. So today, was I requested or was I encouraged? I was encouraged on Twitter to talk about the Honey Cocaine story, or Honey C. I probably have to say Honey C because I feel like I can't say Coke on YouTube. So I'm going to say Honey C, and what happened to her short yet chaotic career to almost mainstream success, and what is she doing now? Okay, so let's get started. So first things first. So Cheetah Sal, aka Honey Cocaine, aka Honey C, is a Canadian rapper that is of Cambodian descent. Her parents are from Cambodia. She was born in Canada. So we just start right out the gate. I don't really know when she started rapping. I don't know what got her into rapping or music. Seems like she's been passionate about it for a long time. So we're gonna start right off to start with her career, because I watched a few interviews of her and nobody was asking those questions like where she got started. Everyone was still asking her about Tyga and, like, you know, being an Asian rapper and how does it feel to be an Asian rapper. So I wasn't really getting, like, where did you start? Where do you want to go? Who do you want to be with? Whoop-de-whoop whoop. Blah, blah, blah. Anyway, so her debut single is called I Don't Give Up. That came out in 2011. And in 2012, she dropped 2 mixtapes. One of them was called F Your Feelings, and the other one's called 90s Gold. I remember the 90s Gold mixtape. I think that's probably when I discovered Honey C, which was in 2012. The 90s Gold mixtape, just to like get into a little bit more, I think it was really good. I wouldn't say her bars were all that good, but I'll give you analysis on her bars as we keep going on in this video. But I just like the fact that it was just a mixtape full of songs that she just rapping over, that she just sampling. So she had like TLC and like Tony Braxton and all of that. You know what I mean? So yeah, 90s Gold. Before her mainstream debut with Tyga, she was actually featured on Heisman Track. And Tyga, if you don't know him, he's a rapper from California. That was such a... You know who Tyga is. Like, if you don't, watch my Tyga video. But yeah, she was featured on Tyga's Heisman Track. Like, it was called Heisman. And then she was featured on Heisman 2. And that's where a lot of people found Honey C. Or so some of us probably just found her just browsing online. And I also heard that she was a really big, like, icon on Tumblr. I wasn't on Tumblr growing up. I didn't get social media until like my sophomore year of college, but that's a whole nother story. So I don't know if she was on Tumblr or not. You were gonna have to ask Tumblr girls, hunty. I wasn't a Tumblr girl. I don't know what I was doing in 2012. Probably going to practice. So in 2012, Honey C was touring with Tyga, and she was grazed by a bullet while riding in the van after performing on stage with Tyga in a concert in Omaha, Nebraska. She also made a song about it over Biggie Smalls' beat, Who Shot Ya, just addressing the situation. But basically, Tyga, from that song and from what she has explained about it as well, if you watch interviews, Tyga got in an argument with somebody in the crowd, and they mistakenly thought the car that Tyga was in they thought her car was Tyga's car. So they shot at her car. She got grazed by a bullet. And she said many times that she's happy it was her that got grazed by a bullet. She's happy it was her. She's happy to be alive. Whoopty whoop whoop. I don't know why she was happy it was her instead of Tyga. But yeah, so she got grazed by a bullet in 2012. And around this time in 2013, she had ended a relationship with YouTuber comedian Freddie E. So this whole situation right here is a trigger warning. So if you, this whole whole video trigger warning, low key. Cause they're like, you know, violence, and then this one I'm about to talk about, we're gonna talk about unaliving oneself. So proceed with caution, or just skip, because I'm not gonna be on a situation for too long, because once again, there wasn't a lot of information about this. Am I ashy? Or is that just the angle? Am I ashy? I hope not. Oh my god. Maybe I'm just two different colors. She was dating a YouTube comedian by the name of Freddie E. And in 2013, she and him broke up. She was also signed a publishing deal with Warner and Chapel Music. And Freddie E. unalived himself that year. He was 22 years old. It was never said why he actually did it, but people speculate it has something to do with his relationship and him dealing with the breakup with Honey C. I don't know if that is the real case, but a lot of people were blaming her, and she was fighting for her life on Twitter. It was very, very reminiscent of like this Mac Miller Ariana thing of recent, where Mac Miller passed away and people were like, it's your fault he passed away. It's never anyone's fault that someone else decides to take their own life. We don't know what Freddie E had been going through prior to their relationship, or what really was going on in his head. I think y'all was wrong for blaming the girl. He probably had some other stuff going on, and that was just the tip of the iceberg. But yeah, some folks were just speculating that it was because of their breakup, because of some of the things he said on Facebook about his relationship with her a few days prior, and his tweets leading up to it. But rest in peace to Freddie E and that relationship. Honey C still moved on and was still kept making music, but it did slow down a bit, and you can tell this situation really, really affected her. In 2014, Honey released another mixtape called Like a Drug, and by 2015, she had songs with Kurt Cobain, Kid Ink, and Dizzy. She did a few more mixtapes, and with the more recent one that came out in 2018 called Wildfire. And that's really about it. That was her career. She was signed to Tyga's label. I think it was called the Last Kings label. And then, like I said, she had a publishing deal. But she was kind of at the tip of the iceberg of being famous. And like I said, that Freddie E situation, I'm not sure. It's speculated on the internet, and I can totally understand, kind of made her drop the music thing for a little bit, because she, as you can see in that little short period of time, a lot happened. She got shot, her boyfriend lied himself. It was, that's within like a whole year. Shot in 2012, boyfriend lied himself 2013, right after I get signed a publishing deal. You know what I mean? It's just too much. So I really understand that. I also want to address another thing about Honey C, because I saw on her Twitter that she dropped her Instagram, because she made an Instagram maybe back in 2022, and the last few tweets she had on Twitter were about her getting in the studio and what does she want to see her fans see her talk about. Like, what do you want to hear from me in the studio? I'm ready to pick the pen back up and get in there, which is great. I'm glad she wants to get back into making music, but this was in like 2022, 2021-ish. It's now 2023, girl. If you want to make a comeback, come back now. But before you make this comeback, Miss Ma'am, you might have to address the N-word of it all in your music. Okay, I was listening to her music back again, and I was hearing the N-word, but I wasn't seeing my people. I wasn't. And I feel like in order for her to, if she wants to make a soft launch back into the music industry and back into the limelight, she might have to apologize for that use and how ignorant it was to use that. I don't know if people will ever let it go, because you know how the internet is and everything, but she's gonna have to apologize and address that and be open and willing to repeat herself over and over again about being ignorant and using that word when she is not black, obviously. I know there's like speculation too that she was like half black or something. That girl is straight up Cambodian. I hate when y'all be doing that sometimes with people, when they're like, oh, I think she's half black. A very short, very chaotic career to mainstream. I don't know if I want to hear from her again. Like I said, I did like some of her songs. I like the song Making Me High, and I also did like the song No Scrubs, and that was off the 90s Gold mixtape, but I don't think her bars are all that good. I didn't really like her back then like that. I just knew of her because I came across her on YouTube. But just looking back at it and trying to understand the time that I was in, because the production was really bad, because music back then was like, the flow could have used some work and the bars could have got a little bit better. So we'll see what happens in the future. I wouldn't mind seeing her again. I don't know how people are going to feel about an Asian woman trying to break into rap, because since everybody had a hoopla about Iggy. I don't know, bro, but we'll see. Maybe she can break in and she respects the culture, then everything will be okay. But she's going to be fighting for her life about that N-word thing. Hopefully she chooses to apologize and to be open to repeating herself and not being upset about it. So people will forgive her, and people will, you know, I guess, like, understand, give her some grace. I hate how people, like, it's just like, don't do it at all in the first place. I don't know. Anyway, that's it for this video. Make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe. Check out my TikTok where I do like shorter reviews and just different comments on culture and music and TV and stuff. And check out my Spotify, lots of playlists on there, and everything is linked down below. Check out my video about Tyga and why I have beef with him. It's very one-sided because he doesn't know I exist. Okay, bye.
Standing, get it right. What I need from you is everlasting. Lovers at night, I might regret the day. What's it worth? Yeah, can't keep on no more, especially when I'm sober.